Hey everybody, Nathan Hall here. This is going to be our first real story for graphic novels class. We're going to just do a quick overview of the elements of the story. A lot of this will be pretty basic stuff, but I don't know what English classes you guys have had before, what kind of training. Just want to get that established. So we're picking a very straightforward story and a very classic story. And when I say classic, it's about pirates. Now, when we think pirates, you probably think something like this. Usually a white guy, usually beard, maybe eye patches, maybe hooks. Are these what all pirates were like? Actually, there were women pirates. There were African pirates. There were Chinese pirates. The most successful pirate ever was a Chinese woman. There were ancient pirates. Julius Caesar, before he was emperor, got picked up. The word pirate itself was Greek. Goes back a long way. Turkish pirates. Even today you can find Malaysian pirates, Somali pirates. But when you think pirates, you probably think of these guys. You probably think of the skull and crossbones, the hooks, the swords, buried treasure. This one here, this was a real guy. His name was Edward Teach. And you probably think somewhere in the Caribbean, somewhere warm and tropical, but they were other places too. And then why do you think that? It all comes down to the book Treasure Island. Huge bestseller when it came out in the 1800s. Still read today, still a pretty good read. Our first reading was an adaptation of that from one of the characters' points of view. That's warm-up number 2. How well you know the parts of the story? What's the difference between a protagonist and an antagonist? So the story I gave you, which was Long John Silver. Something to think about. And does a story need conflict? That's some things we'll look at today. So here's our official standards. So the story I gave you, Long John Silver, it's an adaptation of it. Here's a description from the text about what he was like. His left leg was cut off close by the hip. You can read that yourself. It's not the easiest read, but that's how most of the book is written. So this was the guy Robert Louis Stevenson thought of. And we know this because Robert Louis Stevenson wrote this guy a letter and said, William Ernest Henley, you have one leg, but you're awesome, you're smart, you're funny, people like you, you're tough. I base one of my worst villains on you, buddy. Seriously, they were friends. You could tell this is from his stepson. Even he thought, wow, this guy's great. Jovial, very clever, funny, one-legged. And this is how he's been interpreted, that character, Long John Silver. So is he the protagonist or the antagonist? That will be one of your questions. If you can't answer that, come to the live class. When and where is the story set? Take a look at how it starts, see what you can figure out. And think about, now here, like I said, are some interpretations. We've got the Fat Disney version, the slender kawaii anime version, the tough pirate movie actor version. Oh, I'm a happy, friendly pirate. Kind of a tough, scary pirate. This was Orson Welles being him. And that's the mascot for Long John Silver's. This one's just weird. That's Eddie Izzard the comedian. All doing the same role of the guy inspired by this character. So look at how he's drawn in the story we read. No beard, kind of shifty eyes, big bushy eyebrows, crooked nose, little old looking. I calls him Captain Flint. What adjectives describe him? We'll talk about this in the live class. Setting. You see the story. We do flashbacks. We do transitions. We do a lot very quickly. How do conventional novels make these changes? And which is better, the graphic form? Now the plot. What happens? What motivates him? What's his goal? Notice he's at odds with the honest men. Like I said, just because he's the main character that does this story, does that mean he's actually the good guy? Not always. So let's take a look at this now. Conflict. You can have a story without conflict, but no one want to read it. The better the conflict, better the story. More conflicts you have. Here are some examples. Two people fighting. Kid fighting against society. Girl fighting with herself. Boy fighting with nature. We could have some other types. Fighting technology. Fighting the supernatural. Here we have some of Long John. He didn't get along with Captain Flint. He scared his boss. And here he is with his African wife. I do all the work around here, Long John. You do nothing. So graphic format. What do you guys think? Does it enhance or detract? Now, most of these questions will be on the homework. If you don't know them, come to the live class. I'm going to have to miss a week this pod. Not sure exactly when. Depends on when the baby comes out of my wife. So don't worry about being right or wrong. I want your analysis. What do you think? Why do you think that? But read the story. You're going to need to read the story to get the answers down below. And then we're going to take a look at symbolism next week. We take a look at another classic story from the 1800s. That's it for now. Goodbye.